Who was Alessandro Manzoni? Do you know who Alessandro Manzoni was? Don't worry if you don't. That's exactly why we have put together this video, for you to learn more about the famous Italian novelist, poet, as well as philosopher, whose works are considered masterpieces worldwide. So, if you're keen on finding out more about this 18th century public figure, then make sure to stick around until the end of the video to learn about his early life, career, and his works. Are you ready? Let's go! Early life. Pietro and Giulia, Alessandro Manzoni's parents, had him in Milan, Italy, on the 7th of March in 1785. Alessandro's grandfather was a famous writer as well, and this talent was passed down to his daughter, Giulia, Alessandro's mother, which is why it's thought that Manzoni's magical way with words is rooted deep in his family blood. However, Manzoni was not always the literary genius we know today. Surprisingly, he was considered a very slow learner in school. It was not until the age of 15 that he discovered his love and passion for poetry and literature and crafted two of his first sonnets. Unfortunately, Manzoni turned out to be a child of divorce when Giulia remarried and left for England and then headed to France. Not too long after this, his father Pietro passed away and Alessandro, after having studied in different religious schools, moved to Paris to join his mother and his stepfather. This is when he started getting to know French and European poets and authors, which inspired him to write On the Death of Carlo Imbonat, an elegy about his mother's new lover. Before we discuss some more of his works, it is also important to touch upon his personal life. We might not know much, but we know that Manzoni was married to Enrichetta Blondel, the daughter of a Genovese banker, in the year of 1808 in a Protestant marriage. She was a Roman Catholic from a Calvinist family, which influenced Manzoni to convert. However, not long after, he underwent a religious crisis and led him to Catholicism. This period of his life is reflected in his religion-themed poetry starting from roughly 1815 to 1822, with works known as Inni Sacri and La Pentecoste, as well as Observations on Catholic Ethic, created in the year of 1819. Unlike his parents, he lived a happy marriage until death did them part, when Enrichetta passed away in 1833 and remarried soon after. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment saying "I subscribed," and I will personally reply to your comment. Manzoni's works: The Betrothed, I Promessi, Sposi, and The 5th of May, Il Cinque Maggio. Some of Manzoni's more acknowledged works are The Betrothed, or I Promessi Sposi in Italian, and The 5th of May, known as Il Cinque Maggio in Italian. The Betrothed was published in 1827, but it is thought he started working on it 4 years earlier, although he did spend the following 13 years after publishing rewriting it to reach its final potential. This is considered to be a masterpiece. It would take us all day to discuss all the intricate details that make this piece of literature stand out, but here are a few things that might help you imagine The Betrothed. The plot follows two characters, Lucia and Renzo, who are trying to get married but are constantly met with challenges skillfully planned by Don Rodrigo, a nobleman. Spoiler alert, through a relationship with God, Rodrigo suffers from a plague, and the young couple wed and live the happy life they had been fighting for. The first modern Italian novel, full of wit, satire, and irony, brought Manzoni the recognition he deserved. Il Cinque Maggio, or The 5th of May, was published before I Promessi Sposi in 1821. This is an ode centered around the death of Napoleon Bonaparte, which was on the 5th of May, therefore the title of the poem. You might be wondering what his relationship with Bonaparte was and how he felt about him politically, but very interestingly, throughout his poem, Manzoni is slightly vague about his attitude towards the French military leader. He neither criticizes nor praises him, which is very unusual as we have access to various works of the same era of writers, bringing Bonaparte down in their works. It is thought that the first draft of I Promessi Sposi was produced in just under 3 days. Apart from poetry, Alessandro Manzoni also took interest in drama and theater and was fascinated by the works of William Shakespeare. leading him to writing 2 plays in verse. Death. After living a life full of love, religion, and writing, Alessandro Manzoni passes away due to an accident. He fell down and injured his head while exiting a church. On top of this, he was also battling with meningitis and died in 1873 after reaching the age of 88. He remains rested in the church of San Marco, Milan, before being moved to one of the biggest cemeteries in Milan, Cimitero Monumentale, with a ceremony attended by nobles and state officers. After his tragic death, Giuseppe Verdi composed Requiem in honor of the great Alessandro Manzoni. And that is all you need to know about the literary icon of Italy, Alessandro Manzoni. We really hope you enjoyed this video, learned something new, and inspired you to read his works. For more similar videos about other Italian public figures, make sure to go over to our channel. Also, do share your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching!